Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Right now we have a Zerg versus Protoss match for you. A couple of great barcode users. But yeah, this is going to be a really fun one. Down here in the bottom right, we have Free. Free, one of the 6 dragons. I find him to be in quite good shape still. Not really super top tier. He's like one of the borderline ASL guys right now. But I feel like he's not very far behind the guys that are in ASL every single season. Still has a lot of fight left in him, I think. His opponent here, of course, one of the strongest players in the history of the game. It's Effort. Effort, did drop out of ASL. He only plays it sometimes. Anytime he wants to play, he's in. Honestly, I thought that he was going to win a recent ASL season. He was in such good shape. It didn't end up materializing. Wait, actually, was that this past season? I might be misremembering, so sorry if I'm misremembering if he dropped out of this last one or it was the one before where I was like, oh man, Effort's going to win. But Effort looking... Yeah, no, I think it was the season before this previous season. He gave up his spot, if I'm recalling correctly, and that's what Sharp won. Oh, man, there's a lot of StarCraft. Sometimes my memories get a bit mixed up there, I guess. Anyways, Effort is truly one of the best ever in StarCraft. And, I've talked about it before where it's truly kind of sad because we had that next round of pros that were rising up to be the best. Because, we're like, okay, who are the strongest players ever in Brood War? And the answer is just Flash, Jaedong, Bisu, Stork, right? They had that Lee Sang, Take Bang, that group where they just dominated for the last few years of StarCraft. But the thing is, Effort, Fantasy, and Zhongbi were all rising super hard. And this is a cannon rush. But they were all rising super hard at the end of Brood War, and then the StarCraft 2 stuff came, and all the Brood War stuff kind of ended, and we never got to see fully what they were capable of. Where's the pylon? Make the pylon! Wow, Effort is, not caring about this. This is a really interesting and different cannon rush. Normally you see, multiple drones pulled, and you'll see, a pylon put down. The thing is, I don't know if you can't really pop a drone there, right? So you'd have to try to pop here. This is an excellent position for a cannon rush on Retro. Wow. And yeah, he's going to force the cancel. So Free takes a big advantage at the beginning of this game. Not necessarily game ending or anything, but that is a late hatchery. And he actually lets the second cannon finish. So he says, okay, you're going to have to really make quite a bit of lings to break out of there. So the probe's coming up, trying to get a little bit of harass done. They did deal some damage to a drone there. This probe just going to go home. He does have that cannon on the way. Nexus coming up. Obviously, a cannon rush does slow your own Nexus, so that all the timing's pushed back pretty significantly in this game. And he actually scouts a Hydralisk Den. Now, this Hydralisk Den went down in vision of the probe purposefully. Okay? Is he actually going to utilize it for a rush? I feel like we're going to see the range upgrade. That's what I think. I think this is not going to be an all-in from Effort. It looks too weak. Let's see if he gets range. Oh, speed. Okay, speed points towards an all-in. Okay, so speed is I want my Hydras to get down there as quickly as possible to execute this rush. Now, the range could do multiple things, right? It can knock down the wall. It can make, a lot of threat, but get value without losing Hydras, if that makes sense. Anyways, he actually pushes his way through with the Lings, which is pretty big. 3 Lings going to end up getting in. 1 is pretty low health, and you can see Free coming up and trying to kill off Effort's Lings immediately. 1 does get very low. The other one about a third of health left. And we'll see how many workers he can actually end up killing here, but so far Free is doing a pretty good job at blocking it. 2 photon cannons are out. The Hydra's going to chase down this probe. This might end up being a pretty quick game. Zealots being made. Look at this. This is an interesting way to deal with this, by the way. Normally what we see is not this. What we see is the probes kind of turn and fight as the lings come up. Here, he's just said, no, I'm going to chase the lings nonstop with 3-4 probes the whole time. That is kind of interesting. Like, normally people don't deal with it like this. I love seeing new ideas on how to deal with old problems. That was good. He dealt with that much better than I thought he would. Okay, so he utilizes the speed upgrade here. He runs in, he kills those cannons off. And loses a couple Hydras, obviously. Starts his additional hatchery here. Now, there's a Zealot up here hitting the hatchery with drones on the way. He's going to have to send some Hydras up there to deal with that, unfortunately for him. Starts to send these others across the map. I think he's still going to try to maybe pick some buildings here. I believe you can probably hit this forge with 2 Hydras, and the gateway you can probably hit with quite a few, even though those cannons are going up right there. So I think he is just going to look for some building kills. Oh, he actually goes for the actual cannon itself. Okay, he kills off the cannon on that side. Now, the Dragoon coming out is actually big brain. He knows that there's so few units here. The Dragoon can actually make a difference. He's going to be able to maybe pick this off as well. Dude, what a crazy game we're looking at right now. The Hydra's being microed immaculately there, not losing any. Does run maybe the wrong direction with these 2 Hydras. Very red. The Dragoon could easily solo both those, but looks like he doesn't realize. Yeah, he should just come out there. Dude, the Dragoon is actually killer. Look at this. Okay, some heavy micro. He does want to go after the forge. I think he is going to end up getting the forge. I think at this point, with this many, you don't walk out again. Does do a good job kind of slowing him down, though. One thing to mention is because the economy is so low, he knows that there's no chance of Spire, no chance of Mutalisks or anything like that. The Dragoon ends up dying, unfortunately. But yeah, that means that he can go directly into things like Zealot legs, right? He doesn't need to go up into the Corsairs. He can keep pressure on in that way. That's part of the reason why killing off the Forge is really important here, so that there's not that +1 attack during the Zealot harassment. Now, he hasn't quite gotten it. This is kind of crazy. You can see this is one of the most micro-intensive periods trying to get this +1 that I've ever seen. And Effort will end up getting it, but Free actually punishes pretty darn hard. He really makes Effort fight and work to get that Forge upgrade. So it does get denied, but right now what we're looking at is Effort trying to make enough to hold on against what he knows is going to be Speed Zealots coming. And this is 5 Gateway Speed Zealot. Double Forge on the way. I love these choices by Free. Dude, there's some good Protoss play recently. Like, I think that these are just I think the Dragoon was very smart to kill the Overlord and help to push those Hydras off the Forge. He really delayed everything as much as you can even hope to. And now coming up here, keeping this pressure on, that leg upgrade actually is very late. I think he probably made a mistake not starting it earlier, because if he had Zealot legs right now, this game might be very close to ending. But I think, you know, the Zealots took a little while to get up here. The reinforcements taking a while to get up here, so he's able to micro against smaller amounts. If all those Zealots were here at the same time alive, they beat this army. So, yeah, maybe a little bit of a mistake there getting the legs late. He had that Citadel for a while, so yeah. Anyways, right now, Effort, he is getting into Zergling speed. I'd love to see that. It's a very strange situation to add Zerglings into this already Hydraless composition, but it's because he got the +1 done on the Forge, or canceled the +1 on the Forge. If +1 existed, he would not be going Speedlings. The Speedlings are because they are actually going to be heavily useful without the +1 on these Zealots. They can, like, you know, Speedlings against just regular Zealots are fine. Once the Zealots get +1, they get massacred. It's a huge difference. Now gets up here, and as you can see, like, the Speed Zealots, okay, more come up so he can engage, but now more Zerglings come down. You can see that Effort feels pretty confident in fighting these. Kills off quite a few of them. You know, obviously the Zealot count is very high, so he's going to have to pull back there. Another gateway being added. Templar Archives is out. 1-1 is on the way. More Lings, and now Lurkers on the way. Oh my god. Dude, I mean, Effort really is one of the greatest ever. You know, I've talked about it many times on this channel, how +1 specifically, the reason why it's always like these +1 timings that come out is because you have to stop your opponent from defending everything off of Zerglings, because Zergling Lurker is too strong earlier in the game. Right? Like, Zergling Lurker is literally what people go for on Hive oftentimes. Now, look at this. He's actually rushing to Lurker right now. He's surrounding all these Zealots with the drones. Beautiful drone drill there. Beautiful Zergling surround. But he's going heavy Zergling to defend, which is making it so he doesn't have to spend money on extra Hydras, and he doesn't have to spend gas on extra Hydras, and that's allowing him to get into quick Lurker. So we are suddenly in a position where he's able to go Lurker Ling against free. What a game already. I love it. It's just so smart. Now, a Dark Archon's being made because he hasn't had any scouting intel into the main base for a long time. As far as he knows, there's a Lair and a Spire here. So right now, he's being very careful. Notice how there's multiple photon cannons going up in the main. Look at this, a third photon cannon. And it is doubled down because he sees only Speedlings defending. If you see Speedlings defending, it's like, okay, well, you're not spending any gas. Uh-oh, I think you're going Mutas. I'm making cannons against that. I'm making Maelstrom against that. But it's actually Lurker, and there's no Robo. Oh my god, I am getting chills right now. The level of play that we're seeing out of Effort, and honestly, Free is playing fucking amazing. Most Zergs would have gone Muta here, and then he'd be ready for it. This is a sick game. This is a sick game that we're looking at right now. Now the Lurker the containment comes up. He gets a Lurker contain. This is going to take a long time to break out of. He just barely had those within range. These are actually within one Psystorm range as well. But anyways, it comes out, starts to push that Lurker back. He's trying to get damage on them before they burrow so he can kill them with one Storm if need be. He does have Maelstrom. Because there's Lurkers out, I think he can easily use this without fear of Mutas coming next. The 1-1 upgrades are done, and he does have this little group of units out there. This is a very weird-looking group of units to have on the map. If this was only Zealots, we wouldn't blink twice, right? Like that, it would look normal. But instead, he's attacking with 5 Dragoons and 2 Zealots at 13 minutes, okay? This game is insane. These guys are having to freestyle so hard because of the weirdness of the opening. The killing of the Forge by Effort after the Cannon Rush cancels his natural. Just an insane game. Now, he's going to have to pull back here. And he's just going to sit on top of the ramp and try to trade as well as possible. This seems like it was a mistake. Maybe he was hoping to catch him droning or something like that. But now there is a little bit of a switch here into heavier Hydralisks. He's already got his Lurkers out in that containment. Obviously, an Observer is going to come. And Free will be able to break out. And in fact, look at this. He's running the Lurkers away. He knows that there's no way to hold him in his base. He's going to have to go into a more defensive stance. Now, he chases everything down here with the Hydras. So the Hydras do a very, very good job. He does have +2 ranged attack on the way. He does have plus carapace on the way. A few Lings still being mixed in. But you know what? Like, we have a lot of upgrades coming in for Protoss. So I think it's probably smart for him to have some Hydras in this comp as well. More and more Lings are being made, though. You can see he definitely does want to stay more Ling Lurker than Hydra Lurker. Not a big surprise there. The gateway count has gone up to, well, 7 because he lost this gate here. Looks like Free getting ready to take another base. Takes his 3rd down at 6 o'clock. I think that's actually pretty reasonable timing. Fourth hatchery, or, well, not 4th hatchery, probably 7th hatchery, but 4th base going up here for Effort. Yeah, 7th hatchery. And a Queen's Nest on the way. So he is going towards that Hive as well, which, of course, plays very, very well with Ling Lurker. You want to get the Adrenal upgrade. You want to get Defilers. What an insane game. What an absolutely bonkers game that we have here. Free coming out to roam now. Now, he doesn't know... He doesn't actually have intel of what's going on in the base. Like, there could be a Spire... you know, at this point with this type of army, you almost hope that there's going to be some mutas that try to come out and mess with you. But really, the hive is going to be the thing that is scary coming forward. By the way, a lurker in a very interesting position over to the side, kind of hidden behind, and he's going to hold position it. So he hopes that Free did not realize what was going on there. Puts one zealot up the ramp for that vision. Going to try to break this egg and get up there. I think he's actually going to break it. This army is sick. Of course, he has that Maelstrom as well. He's trying to just get maximum damage out of these lurkers by making eggs that are hard to break through, right? You're missing shots plus high armor. But yeah, he is going to be able to break up here and kill this hatchery. That's going to be really, really strong. Dude, 13 kills. It worked. It worked. Beautiful hold position lurker there from Effort, realizing that even though the lurker shots were there, Free may not have seen it, and he took the risk. He set up the lurker, and it absolutely pays off huge dividends. We're at 44 probes only for Free, so he's got to clear this, and his economy sucks. Oh my god, he doesn't realize. He doesn't realize that it's there. I think too much stuff is going on for Free right now. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now he realizes another 6 probes go down. That is incredibly painful. So much damage. Now, he did lose this base. New base being taken. Some lurker defense up at the top of that ramp. By the way, Adrenal on the way. We don't see the Defiler Mound yet. I think he will try to squeeze that in at some point. Adrenal itself, one of the best upgrades. Okay, brings back his army. Gonna clear this. 26 kills! You kidding me? How did that happen? It was at 19. He sent more probes. Oh my god. So painful. He's down to 31 workers. Guys, you're going to be like, oh, Artosis, you missed that. Why would he send probes again? He knew it was there. What did he think? I guess Effort put it on hold position again and he thought it disappeared. Like, what? Anyways, huge mistake there by Free. His economy is pretty garbage at this point. But his patches are low, so he's still kind of got stuff. Look at this. Love this type of move from Effort. He throws down a hatchery. This is going to be for Nidus. He's going to utilize a Nidus to take this base fully all at once. Right? So he's afraid of putting a hatch here and losing it again. But with this, you put up the Nidus, you pop out a ton of units and a drone, you expand, bam, got it. Okay, right now, this is going to have to be mostly a roaming game for Free. Notice how he's staying over kind of on this side. He attacks up through here. I think he wants to clear top left again, which is what Effort's kind of afraid of. And he actually runs into the army, kills it off pretty easily. Now, a lot of Lings and Lurkers coming up. The Lings with the Adrenal upgrade kill Protoss buildings so quickly. Dragoon's going to do absolutely nothing here. This is very problematic right now for Free. Moves the Lurker into that mineral line. He's going to have to run his probes away. Does not want to lose all those again. The Nexus going to get picked off. So Free is not mining. Or, well, almost not mining. He's got 12 minerals left there. He can't make anything. He's got to make a Nexus. Oh, well, I guess he does have this Nexus going up. You only have 25 probes. That's like one base saturation, basically. Oh, man. What a gross position here for Free. Wild, wild game. 2-2 upgrades on the Lurkers, 1-2 on the Lings. Drop upgrades on the way. Plague upgrade on the way for the Defiler. Oh, he did have the Defiler Mound. My bad. But yeah, now he's going to start plaguing and dark swarming. I think Effort's going to run away with this game. Like right now, it's still playable for Free. He's got like a really strong core army. Lot of Psy Storms, 2 Maelstroms. You know, he can take a very good engage. But Effort getting this position, huge, has this base up. That's big as well. And, you know, on Retro, oftentimes it just turns into a roaming game for Protoss. Right? Where, like, it's so hard to break up these ramps. And if you ever get this area turtled, like you can see it here, this is invincible. I've talked about this in many PVZs here. When you set it up like this, Protoss can't attack. Every time Protoss attacks there, they lose. You can't attack that. You just have to look in and say, fine, we'll play in a different way, right? And the different way is generally a roaming game where you're defending yourself, taking the other main, and you're trying to slow down / kill these bases. And if you can do both those things, Okay. We kind of got it. Now look at this, right? He's actually doing it just right. I feel like I cast a lot of PVZs here. I'm like, no, please kind of stay in the middle, roam about. Because you have to stop Protoss from attacking down. Like, a Zerg from attacking down. If Zerg hits his base, it's dead. If Zerg, excuse me, brings a sizable army over here, it's dead. Right? Like, this is enough to kill this base. So that could be a problem. And his army, now, you know, it comes down here. Effort moving units down here was to draw the army over to the side so he could hit here. This is the real thing Effort wants to do. Throws down Dark Swarm. Now, hold on. He's got Zealots underneath here with 2-2. This was... Double Darkstorm was actually not the play. The play here was Plague on the Zealots and then Dark Swarm. That actually... like, if he had done that, I think he kills this base. Now, Free knows that base is under attack. He's going to start bringing this army back. This is where Effort may bring more units into this area to try to attack. Right? Like, he's got to tax the distance between the bases. Okay, feedback, but it was a little bit late. The Dark Storm already went off. Doesn't quite get it. Gonna try to pick it off. Target that down. The Zealot's coming in under that Dark Swarm. Lurker as well. Storms the Lurker. And yeah, gonna be able to pick that off. Oh god, he Maelstrom the eggs. I mean, if he gets another Storm off, okay. Yeah, unmorphs and just runs out of there. Okay, good defense. Good defense here. But right now... let's just do a little bit of a mineral check, right? Empty geyser. Some minerals. Still has gas in the geyser. Gas. Some minerals still. Has this base. Has this base. Effort has an insane economy. Let's look at Free. Okay, Free's worked up to 36 workers. Good saturation. Pretty good saturation, right? Like, he's got his probes on the bases he needs them to be on. He is mining from 2 bases. So, you know, he can still be pretty cost efficient, but he's really going to have to be because look at the supply differential. Effort has so much. He's bringing a massive Overlord drop here to that bottom right into the main base. This, if you lose these buildings, you don't really have the money to replace all this tech, all these gateways as well. The Rallied High Templars screwing up the pathing here. This is bad. This is rough. It feels like Effort at this point just has too many tools available. And even though we see this absolutely insane army from, you know, from Free, it's like High Templars, Dark Archons, you know, he's got great upgrades at 3-2. We're seeing Maelstrom come into play, but like, I think his spread is going to be too hard to defend. You see, now with drops involved, it's like, okay, well, as soon as you leave here, he can just drop literally 8 Zerglings and they'll kill all the buildings in seconds if you're not careful. So there's so many options. You can see he's putting up a pylon here because now he's afraid that there's going to be a Lurker drop. Right? Like, there's a lot of things that can go wrong. Look at this. Effort taking another base. He's not trying to force the kill right now. I think he realizes that, you know, he's in so much control right now. There's not really a reason to try to push into the cost efficiency of a really strong Protoss army. So Free up this ramp, trying to defend. He actually kills the Defiler. That was pretty messy. Not really how you want that to go down. No energy for a Maelstrom right now, but he does have feedback energy there, so might be able to utilize that on the Defiler. Effort rotating around in the other direction. Ooh, he's trying to pick off the Dark Archon. He doesn't want the feedback. Ooh, he runs it away. Great escape. Yeah, feedback here would be amazing. Amazing. Hit it. No, too late. Energy went below. GG is called. Effort going to end up taking it. That was a bitchin' game, though. Guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.